Morning. We've just parked up at Mouseweight Coombe, which is the other end of Scales, below Blencathra, where today we're going to head up Blencathra. It's an absolute beautiful morning. That's Great Mell Fell behind me. The little car park in the bottom, you can get about 6 cars. And we're just heading up this traverse path now, which is between Souter Fell and Scale Fell. When we get to the top, we're going to turn left and start heading up to Scales Tarn, where today we're going to do Sharp Edge. Just me today, I haven't got Billy with me. I want full concentration on this one, so I didn't want to have to be looking after Billy as well as myself. I'm sure he's perfectly capable, but in my opinion, Sharp Edge is a place where you should really be looking after yourself. 100% concentration. Although my old dog Ollie has been up and down Sharp Edge multiple times, along with myself. Billy's never been up, so I don't really need to prove anything by getting Billy over there. Safety, as you're well aware, this is one of the most dangerous places in the Lake District for a walker. It's the 6th of April 2025, time's about 7 AM. We're almost at the top of the coombe now. Behind me you can see Clough Head. It's a beautiful bluebird day. The sun has shone all week, although it's been very, very cold in the mornings due to a raggy, quite strong easterly wind. But today it's dropped off. So this is the top of Mouseweight Coombe. To my right we've got Souter Fell, to my left Blencathra, and the magnificent Sharp Edge straight ahead of me. A little further up here the path's going to split, and the higher path will take you up to Scales Fell. The lower path will take you round to Scales Tarn and the base of Sharp Edge. We're going to take the lower path. There's a little bit of frost about, so I'm hoping that sun behind me It's already shining on sharp edge is enough to melt anything off and dry it out. Otherwise we're going to have to be very careful. I was thinking of coming earlier. I've done sharp edge at sunrise a few times, but it's always been in the summer, so I was a little bit put off by the fact there might be a bit of rag about, a bit of moisture on the rock or a bit of ice, so I've left it till the sun got up. I have also been over sharp edge in full winter condition. Fantastic. Crampons and ice axe obviously. And unfortunately I've been down it in rain, which I'll never do again. Absolutely terrifying place in rain. Rain is the worst you want on there. Rain and wind, and that place becomes a whole different kettle of fish. Keep heading around this traverse path and eventually you'll hit Scales Tarn. As soon as I start ascending the ridge, I'll put the sticks in my bag. Won't be needing them. I've probably met half a dozen wild campers heading back to their cars from Scales Tarn. I've got to say it's not the place I would advise anyone for wild camping. If you want peace and quiet, that is. I mean, it's a beautiful place, but you're almost always going to be with 3, 4, 5, 6, even more other people up there. There's lots of other places you could camp around here if you wanted a little bit of privacy. So here we are at Scales Tarn. The path to the right from Scales Tarn, which we're on now, will take you up to the base of Sharp Edge. There's Sharp Edge above us. And if you were up here in poor weather and you changed your mind about Sharp Edge, there's a nice traverse path on the left hand side of Scales Tarn, which takes you to the summit of Scales Fell and then on to Blencathra summit. Incidentally, this little hump to my right below Sharp Edge is called Burnt Knot. It's a little crag that sticks out. You can see it from the bottom more clear. I'm just looking at it and thinking that might be a nicer place for a private wild camp. Just here, look at that, sunrise in the east. There's Sharp Edge. Just keep following on the path. It's kind of self-explanatory. There's no technical jargon I can really give you other than be careful. A lot of people have lost their lives here. Over the valley there, as I said earlier, Bannerdale Crags, up onto Bowscale Fell, and further north the Colbeck Fells. And here we have the start of our ridge. Just here is where we're going to leave the safety of this traverse path and head up there and onto the crest. Very dry. We're just approaching the notorious bad step. This flat step of rock here, which you can't avoid really. If you go around that side, it's very steep. You can't really get over the top, so you've got to come round this side. It slopes downwards, and this gully here is called the usual gully for a reason. It's where people usually fall. This is the most dangerous part of this ridge. If this is icy or wet, you've got serious problems. You've got to crawl over it, or, you know, turn back, you know, if you're not confident. And that's the other side of the bad step if you do decide to go that way, which I would never advise. Down to the Tarn. It doesn't take a lot of working out why there's so many fatalities. There is no soft landing from here. It's just rock, rock and rock all the way down. This is a very slippy place when wet. Look at how smooth the rock is. We'll step across this little gully and then the rest's just to scramble up to the summit really. You've got an easier gully there, or you've got some flat rocks here. We'll head for that easier gully, I think. A lot of this rock, as I mentioned earlier, you couldn't stand on if it was wet. Impossible. You'd just be straight off. So just be very careful. Some boys heading up the ridge behind me. Yeah, so this little crack or gully I think is the best way up the ramp here. Kind of wedge yourself in. I'm sure you'll appreciate now why I didn't bring Billy to film on a notoriously dangerous place like Sharp Edge. It takes 100% concentration. You can see our route behind us up from the tarn now, up that traverse path, onto the knife edge, along the knife edge over the bad step and up this ramp. We're not too far from the top of the ridge now. I'm going to head over to Atkinson Pike first. When we top out, we're going to follow the summit plateau along to Blencathra's true summit, Halls Fell top, and then we're going to double back and probably come down Dodic Fell. Well, either Dodic Fell or Scales Fell. Here we are, Atkinson Pike summit, 845 metres. It's a Nuttall and a Burkitt. Cracking view from up here. There's Skidder across the Mungrisdale Common, the Colbeck Fells, High Pike and Carrick Fell, and now below us Bowscale Fell. The path below us down to the Mungrisdale Common is Blue Screes, and that's Foule Crag in the bottom there. Blencathra's true summit, Halls Fell top, 868 metres. It's a Wainwright, a Burkitt, a Hewitt, a Nuttall and a Madeline. Just met a subscriber of the channel up on the summit there, Steve. Steve's here on holiday, so I hope you have a fantastic time, mate. You're going to get some great weather. See you later, Steve! As we head down towards Dodic Fell, to our right we've got Halls Fell Ridge, and to our left Sharp Edge. And here we have Dodic Fell summit, 742 metres. It's a Burkitt. That's the ridge down Dodic Fell. But we're going to head down to our left, straight in front of us, onto Scales Fell. me we have the summit of Scales Fell, 682 metres, and it's a burkitt. In the far away east we've got Crossfell over in the North Pennines, another hill on my list to do a video of. I love it over there in the North Pennines, but I've not been over for a couple of years or so, so we're due another visit. I just met Vicky there coming down off Scales Fell. She's there somewhere behind me. Lovely to meet you, Vicky. I'm sorry I didn't have Billy with me today. Hopefully if we run into you again next time I'll have Billy. Hope you have a fantastic day. We'll head back down into Mousewaite Coombe, where we'll take a slightly different way back down to the car via the nose of Scales Fell. Path divides here. That one in front of me heads down towards the A66 and Scales, and like I said, this one takes us back down to the car park waiting. So now I've gotten up Sharp Edge and over Blencathra, I really am starting to miss Billy. It's strange not having him about, and I think in his 9 years there's only a couple of walks he's never been with me, but I really didn't want to put him in any danger today, and I really wanted to do my best video, and he'll be with us next time. When we hit the collier, instead of taking the path left, which is the one we took early this morning that traverses underneath the fell, we're going to go right and then find a little traverse path taking us off the end of the fell. Our route this morning was that path up there in the middle of the coombe. So the little traverse path's a little bit on the edge, especially in winter. It holds a lot of snow on here, so maybe not the best route in winter. As you can see to the left hand side of the path, it's quite steep all the way back down into Mousewaite Coombe. You can see the car park now, quite busy, certainly a few more cars than I said it would hold. Look a bit cramped up in there. We're not far away from the car now, so I'm going to wrap the video up. In total, we'll have done about 5 miles. Fantastic route. I hope you enjoyed Sharp Edge. It's been a while since I was on there. My apologies for Billy not being here, but I'm sure I'm missing him more than he's missing me. He'll be fast asleep on sofa. So yeah, it's thank you from me, and thank you from our lad who's not here, the rock star. Bye, take care, stay safe. Today's walk starts from Mousewaite Coombe, which is a little lay-by that runs parallel to the A66 just past Scales. Leaving the lay-by, we head up the coombe until we reach the top. Turning left, we took the traverse path below Scales Fell, heading to Scales Tarn and eventually over Blencathra's sharp edge. Onto the summit plateau and over Atkinson Pike. We then head over to Blencathra's true summit, Halls Fell, and then we drop down to Doddick Fell, Scales Fell, and then back to the car at Mousewaite Coombe.